So the two greatest words in sports. World Cup. No, that's not it. The two greatest words in sports. Leeds United. Well, true, that's also not it. Game 7. Game 7 are two very, very good words in sports, and we've got a Game 7 today between the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this is a situation where, regardless of how it goes, there is one team involved in this that I would say they were screwed, but Donovan Mitchell's still enough of an asset that they can get quite a lot from. Obviously not what they gave up from in marketing and all those picks, but one team is in one of the best scenarios I've seen in a long time. First of all, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a good team. I know Jared Allen's out, but they're a good team, and Orlando are putting it up to them. But Orlando have everything you want from a team. And it just shows that when you can draft well, that you can build a team. And also, to not necessarily listen to outside noise when it comes to draft picks. And also whether or not they're busts or not, honestly. If you look at how Orlando have drafted 2021, 2022, and 2023 drafts, I think they've drafted really well. Could they've drafted better in 2023? Maybe, but only time will tell, because it looked like they had gotten a mega bust in 2021 with Jalen Suggs, who is now... Honestly, Jalen Suggs is one of those guys that makes every team in the NBA better. Is he going to be a star? No. Could he make an all-star team in his career? Yeah. Is he going to be a perennial all-star? Highly unlikely. But this is a guy that everyone thought was a bust, especially with how good Scottie Barnes was, who was meant to be picked. Like, originally, everyone thought Suggs was going to the Raptors, and Scottie Barnes may not have even gone 5th to the Orlando Magic. But then they go and take Scottie Barnes at 4, so Jalen Suggs falls at 5. So they're not going to pass up on him. Even though obviously Josh Giddey was picked right after that, and they didn't really need Josh Giddey either, but they went for Suggs. But at the same time, when it came to Jalen Suggs, he did not start off well in his first year or two in the NBA. Offensively, he's still not doing anything major offensively, but he's getting a lot better. But last year especially this year, he became one of the better defensive guards in the league. The Orlando Magic need a guy like that. Every team needs a guy like that. If you've got a big defensive point guard who's at least passable on offense, they're going to give you a lot. They're going to give you an awful lot. And Jalen Suggs has done that, especially with the improvement he's made over the 3 years. This is a guy that you could see being like your 16-point-a-game guy, also one of the better defensive guards in the league, and becoming really good. Again, maybe a 1 to 2 time All-Star wouldn't be that much of a shock. But then they have got what every team wants. When we look at teams that have been super successful in the NBA, outside of Steph Curry, since realistically 2000, most of the best teams are being led by wings. Obviously, you had your bigs, you had your Spurs who were just the Spurs, and you had your Big and Shaq. But since then, it's been a lot of wings. Like, even if you go to like 08, the Celtics in those finals, as great as Kevin Garnett was offensively, Paul Pierce helped big time. Obviously then LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, PG not necessarily winning anything but doing exceptionally well. So the last couple of years, or Tatum with the Celtics, Jimmy Butler, Jokic again is an exception, but outside of a few exceptions to the rules, these big wings tend to be the players that correlate most with success in the NBA. And the Orlando Magic have 2 of them. They have 2 of them, and it is exceptional drafting. In 2021, he got booed. They picked Franz Wagner, and they booed him. Not because they'd never seen Franz Wagner. I think it was just because he was European, and booing Europeans is a thing. Because he was pretty good at Michigan. They got Franz. Maybe because... Could easily have been also because his brother wasn't very good for when he was with LA. And I can't even remember, honestly, after LA who he was with before he went to Orlando, where he's actually playing pretty well. But he got booed. Came immediately in as a rookie and was very, very good. Like, in a redraft in 2021, I don't know where he goes, but it's high. If you redraft 2021, you're probably taking Scottie Barnes at number 1. At number 2, it's all in the open. Do you take Cade? Do you take Franz? Do you take Evan Mobley? That's kind of the thing we're looking at for, or even Jalen Green, the way he's been playing, honestly. But like, he's in that conversation for the second best player in his draft class, and he got booed on draft night, but the Orlando Magic still made the choice. And then in 2022, they shocked everybody. Everybody thought they were going to take Jabari Smith. Everyone did. Nobody, until like an hour before the draft when Woj said they were considering Banchero, thought he was going number 1. Everybody also knew Chet was going number 2. No matter what happened, Chet was going number 2. They were never going to take Chet. If you want to argue Chet will go number 1 in a redraft, fine. But Paolo Banchero is exceptional. He's absolutely exceptional. He is a 6'10", 3'4", with guard skills, the ability to shoot the ball. He's your prototype for what you want. Is he going to be the best number 1 pick of all time? No. Teams have been really hitting on number 1 picks the last while. Like, even in years where there wasn't like an out and out number 1 pick, they've been hitting like Ant-Man. Like, teams are hitting on number 1. But he's a guy that's going to be a 12-time All-Star in his career. And also, he's playing with a guy almost as good as him. I think on any given day, Franz can be the best player in the Magic. On any given day, Paolo can be the best player. I think Paolo's the better player. Paolo's better than Franz. I'm not going to argue otherwise. But these are two guys that have potential to be superstars in the NBA. And we've seen what Franz can do as a number 1 option for Germany whenever he was, when he wasn't injured during the World Cup. Like, so it's not necessarily a case where it's like, oh, it's just because they're a young team, they look good. No, these two guys are legit. They are absolutely legit. And then the Orlando Magic have pieces around them. They drafted very well in 2023. They drafted very well in Anthony Black. And you might be saying, like, how is Anthony Black drafting well? Because he already defends pretty well at the NBA level. Is he ready as a rookie? No, he's not. But he's one of those guys that, again, has shown enough flashes on that end of the floor that you're thinking if the offense just clicks, he's a big guard who plays defense. If the offense starts to click, he's going to be a good player. And again, you look around him in that draft. Yeah, likes of Taylor Hendricks were very good players. But the 2023 draft was very top heavy. And then you're looking at, after the top 5 picks, some of the next best players, you're looking at guys late in the lottery or even late in the draft, like your Jaime Jaquez Jr.'s, your Trace Jackson Davis, Keontae George, all of these guys. So that, like, from 5 to 15, there were a lot of, like, you could argue swings and misses. Like, you've got Grady Dick, who's okay, I guess. But Anthony Black's someone that I genuinely think he's going to step up and be a good player. And even if he's not, who cares? The Orlando Magic are already set. They've got Jonathan Isaac, who's one of the best defensive wings in the league. They've got Wendell Carter Jr., who's very good. Very good. Like, they are a unbelievably well-constructed team. Could they do with 1 to 2 more pieces? Yeah, they could. Like, the rumor of them going after Clay, I don't know if I'm that high on that. But also, they have the ability to do it. Almost like a JJ Redick to Philadelphia situation, where if they go and get Clay, they've got Clay for a couple of years. And yeah, they might overpay him, but they've still got all their main guys on their rookie deals. The Orlando Magic might be in, outside of Minnesota, as far as young teams go, outside of Minnesota and OKC, might be in the best position of any team, including maybe Minnesota. Because Gobert's not getting younger. It's just Minnesota do have just a better player than either of Franz or Paolo Banchero and Anthony Edwards. So it is crazy. I'm very excited for this Orlando Magic team. And man, I haven't been excited for an Orlando Magic team in a long time. Since, like, early, I wasn't the biggest fan of Dwight when he was like that guy. I loved early Dwight. I loved young Dwight, but I don't know. I just don't know. I think it was because I was, as like an Irish person in the late 2000s, as much as I was a Heat fan, at times I was a de facto Celtics fan during the Big Three era, and I was annoyed that Orlando beat them in 2009, and at least they won in 2010. But yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. What a team. What a freaking team. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.